to buy a Accord or a Camry or a Sonata or whatever, you can just click in different wikis and it will give you a side-by-side analysis of the different features of it. Okay? Look at all the different parameters that they're checking out. So that's kind of fun. And again, you're going to use it once, you decide what you want, and then you're done with it. But it's kind of a cool little feature to have. Okay, so that's wikimatrix.org. Don't go .com on me. Okay? And so that way you can determine which one's best for you. Am I boring people? Am I going too slow? Am I going too? We're okay. All right.
Do you think they do that for response systems? Okay, just
for the quicker things?
Yeah, because there's somebody out there now.
Maybe. Email me when you find out.
Okay.
Okay. Practical applications. There are a ton of educational samples on Wikispaces. Okay, there's like hundreds. And again, there's no one good use for a wiki. It's just a tool. You use it whatever you need to. And if you look at here, I mean, they've just got, if you're looking for ideas, there are just bazillions of different wikis. And the thing with these wikis is these are created by massive amounts of people, usually 30, 50, 100. There's the, you can do it across the world, across the ocean, anywhere. And those are all great, but it's a harder set of skills to do. The type of wikis that we're going to be doing here are a little bit different, okay? And again, these are all wonderful strategies, but sometimes the kids do what we don't think, they're not going to do what we want them to do. And you guys have already mentioned several collaborative projects. I'm sure you're thinking, and that's what you have to look at. You want kids to work together to create something. What do you want them to do? Not, oh, I got this cool wiki, what can we do with it? Okay? Now, okay, that's the intro stuff. Now we're in the nuts and bolts of the reality. Okay? Here's the theory of a classroom. Okay, class, you're going to do a collaborative document, and here's what we hope is going to happen. All these kids are working, and see how they're sitting up so straight, they're doing all their writing, and they're all contributing to this award-winning document, right? Theory and reality are often far apart, and the older we get as teachers, the more we realize it. The more jaded we get sometimes, the more sad we get. Well, here's often the reality. Okay? Inequitable distribution of work, doing other things, and this poor girl is saddled to do with everything because she's got the responsibility, and they know that they can rely on it. Why? Because the teacher didn't structure different steps along the way to ensure individual accountability and positive interdependence. Okay? Now let's say that they all do contribute. Here's the next problem that usually happens. What's on the bed here? It's a quilt. What's on the bed here? Bedspread or a comforter, right? Usually, wikis that are made by kids look like quilts. Here's what I wrote. Here's what I wrote. Here's what I wrote. And there's no uniformity. What we want is the comforter. We don't want the quilt. We want the comforter. We want it blended together so it's a truly collaborative document, not a patchwork of different things that different kids did. That doesn't happen too often. Now, how do we get to that? Okay, now's the cool part. All right, that's the intro. All right, and the way we do it is, remember that question number 3 I put at the beginning? It has to be tied into some, bless you, it has to be tied into some sound educational philosophy, sound pedagogy. Well, sometimes something stares you something square in the nose, and you almost need to get kicked in the head before you realize what you're doing. The first week they had kids do, I was getting the patchwork, and I was getting the one kid doing all the work, and I'm looking at this, and it's not working out. Because what I did is, okay, guys, here's your wiki, go do your project. And that's what I got. And turned out I was also a cooperative learning trainer for our school. And I had just got back from a training session teaching teachers about using positive independence and individual accountability. And I went over and looked at these wikis and I go, God, why aren't these wikis working? Well, I'm looking over the sheet of paper. It says positive interdependence, individual accountability. I can't get these wikis to work. What? Yeah, big dummy. I'm not using the cooperative learning strategies to do that. You hear a lot of people talk an awful lot about collaboration is the new wave of Web 2.0 and everything. And that's all well and good, but we need to teach kids how to be collaborative. Now, whether you use Johnson's methods or another really good proponent of cooperative learning, Spencer Kagan, they're kind of like the two big driving forces of cooperative learning. I had the opportunity to go train up in Minneapolis with the Jacksons to learn how to do this. Okay, and there's no more. Cooperative learning in education is the #1 most researched topic in education, proven to be most effective. I'm not going to go into why we need to cooperate in real life. We know that, right? We're all good with it. But now getting into technology is what we're about right now. There are 5 components of cooperative learning. Positive independence, individual accountability, group processing, social skills, face-to-face interaction. And the acronym you come up with is, to remember, is PICSFIS. How to remember that. Okay? The first 2 are kind of the biggies. Okay? Just so I can check my barometer here, I'm out here at 3, cocktails are at 3:30, right? Okay, good. I just wanted to get an idea. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at these 5. Now I'm going to show you some samples that kids that I've worked with. Okay? From here on out, do not be shy to stop me and ask a question.